Welcome back to the Comedy Food Sports Podcast, episode 62. We have a very, very special guest. I can't explain how thrilled I am to have this guy on the program. He hasn't really made the news in a long time, but we figured we'd have him on anyway. He's got a new show coming out. He's Hall of Fame DJ, or morning radio show. Shock jock, whatever term you want to throw out there. He's one of my favorites. Used to be from Opie and Anthony, now from the Anthony Cumia Show. Anthony Cumia, how are you, man?
Hi, how you doing? Look at that! What an intro, Jesus!
I know.
Yeah,
Smooth as silk.
I thought I'd be on hold for the next segment while you talk to this wonderful person.
Well, thanks for calling in, man. So before we get into anything else, I want to make sure we plug your show. Tell us all about what the Anthony Cumia Show is going to be about.
Yes. Yeah, well, I think you might have heard I kind of lost my last gig.
Oh, no. What happened?
There's certain things you do after you lose a radio job. You go to your agent, you drink a lot, you cry, you try to get another gig. I really looked around and thought, what am I going to do? Go to another company that probably will just fire me for something I say or do in time. So I figured, screw it, my own show, the Anthony Cumia Show, anthonycumia.com. This is a kind of a shoot-off from the old Live from the Compound shows I used to do when I was with the Opie and Anthony Show, and Sirius told me I could not do a broadcast from my basement.
I used to love getting those email alerts that you were going on, because it was always at like 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, fuck it, I'm drunk too. May as well have some company.
Yeah, it was always this thing where I had to sneak on, and through some weirdness, I guess I thought maybe my boss wouldn't find out. But I would get bitched at for it, and then I'd have to cool it for a while, and then pop back on and do drunk karaoke or whatever the hell. I figured, I have the equipment. I'm like that nut that built the bomb shelter that everybody laughed at, but then they're pounding on the door when the rockets are launching.
We've all seen Twilight Zone, yeah.
I wound up building this studio in my house that's a complete HD television studio. And now I'm putting it out on anthonycumia.com 4 days a week. We're doing Monday through Thursday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., and then there'll be extra shows whenever I'm drunk and feel so inclined to warble a few tunes out, or a special show on Fridays. We'll go out by the pool and do something like the 55-gallon drum challenge, things like that for all the subscribers that have been coming on. It's been great. The reaction from the fans, I always knew they were rabid animals, these pigs, but they're amazing. I love them all.
Well, speaking of the subscription, now I've loved being able to ask you this. Now, I've been paying like $7 a month to audible.com to listen to Opie and Anthony for about 5 years. Did you see a dime of that?
No, I don't remember ever seeing a goddamn check from that.
That's nuts. Because, I'm going to be doing basically the same thing, except all that scratch is going to go directly to you now, right?
You are a saint, my friend. Yeah, it's going to, you know what, it's just set up to be really fun, relaxed, and the best part, man, no bosses to deal with, no management, no FCC, no censors, any interest group with an agenda that wants to spout off about something that I say on my own show, feel free. I don't care.
Well, that's part of it. I mean, you've become kind of a folk hero. I mean, I've been listening for years, but I talk to people who haven't heard your show at all, and they talk about how it's like, I'm just waiting for one person not to apologize.
Yes.
Just one person to stand up for reason, and somehow it was you.
Yeah, you know what? It is a weird thing. I think it was not so much the bravery of the whole thing, but the fact that I had made fun of so many people that apologized. I really would have liked it. So, no apologies. I'm so sick of it, these phony apologies. They're never sincere. It's always someone trying to keep their job. Yeah. And the truth of the matter is, most of them get fired anyway.
Yeah.
Throw yourself on the sword, and then you're done anyway. You get fired. I wasn't going to apologize. And if they thought, under Sirius XM's umbrella of morality, that I was bad, wait. There's nothing I cannot talk about in any way I feel like talking about it. Everything's open. I will let the phones I will go to the phones and let them say whatever they want in whatever language they want. This is a completely uncensored, unregulated program that we're going to be putting on here.
That's fantastic, because you would think that Sirius would be the last one with that. But do you think this is going to be the last big radio story?
I don't know. It's all these firing stories are so commonplace now that even those don't really make news. I don't know. Maybe a Howard retirement will be a big story. I really think this internet radio thing is picking up steam. Podcasting, webcasting, video webcasting, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people are so disgusted at the fact that you can't say anything anymore without someone searching out to be offended. They are looking for it. They're looking under boulders. There it is. Thank God I'm offended today. and they are the people that are making this noise, that are getting people fired and curtailing their freedom, not so much freedom of speech, because I hear this all the time. They go, freedom of speech is the government not infringing on your right to speak, and, there are consequences to whatever you say. Yeah, I understand that. But it's not so much freedom of speech as it is freedom to speak. You can't threaten someone's job or family life or reputation by looking at what they say and then putting penalties on what people are saying. It is truly an infringement on your right to say something, to be offensive, to have a point of view. And we're now so scared to do that in media that people are just shutting their mouths. We're not getting open dialogues about things that need to be addressed, and we're not getting open and honest speech from people. People are scared. So now we have this great medium where when you finally say, screw it, it's now my show, I do everything, I'm the boss. What are my neighbors going to fire me from my neighborhood?
I think you said it perfectly, too, to sum it all up, is if you would have just said that on Monday morning on the show, nothing would have happened out of it. It just would have been...
Well, I knew it would blow up, but I didn't. My money wasn't on you getting fired for not shooting a black woman.
Yes, for not
somehow
black woman, or pistol whipping, or even punching her in the face,
or brandishing. Even like you didn't even have to make contact. It just would have been that simple.
Yeah, exactly.
Mine was.
There was no way I could have won in that situation.
No, and I try to tell people too. It's it is a gender thing, because even if you went to the cops, she could have said anything she wanted about what you were doing to her, saying to her, and you'd have no recourse.
I told her, I go, I'm getting a cop, and she goes, get one. I'll just tell him you sexually harassed me, and it's like, oh really? Okay, so I get a cop, I lose. I don't get a cop, and this bitch is smacking me in the face and saying don't touch me and calling me a white mother effer and all that. It's bizarre. And instead of striking out in any physical fashion whatsoever, I struck out on Twitter. I went on there and addressed how angry I was, real visceral anger. And that got me fired? Really? Unbelievable.
How much time passed between what happened and when you started with the tweeting?
Oh, my God. I think as I was walking from my apartment, I don't think I got half a block.
Oh, yeah. No cool down time. That's
zero cool down time. And there are situations where you probably want some cool down time. But this, I was like, some whore assaults me in Times Square.
Literally.
Hits me. I respond with no violence. I wasn't doing anything but snapping pictures in late night Times Square. So I assumed, silly me, that I should voice my anger for this situation on Twitter in pure open and honest fashion and with open and honest angry words that real people really use. Sorry, but they do. And I silly me, thought I'd be able to do that. But, they fired me. Welcome to 2014, because this is the type of world we live in, where people are petrified to actually have human emotions, express them in a human fashion with real words that all of these people that are outraged with use in some situation or another behind closed doors. They're all phonies.
Well, that's part of why, I know this isn't the popular opinion to have, but when that Colbert thing happened, I so wanted him to get fired just so those people, the same people who did this to you, would know how it felt to have something they love taken from them.
Yeah, it doesn't happen that way, though.
No, somehow he skated it, and I still don't understand that one.
Yeah, he's, liberal guy, and I find him funny. I think he does a good goof on right-wing political talk. It's a parody. I understand that. I think his politics are moronic, much like Jon Stewart's. These blind liberals that, the longer you stay blind to something, the longer the problem's just going to stay there. Yeah. And it's with everything, race, sexuality, misogynism, all that stuff. When you just have to tiptoe around these issues, it's counterproductive. Race is a huge thing because you can't even talk about racial issues anymore. If you bring them up, you get that, oh my God, you're a racist.
Well, you got fired and you didn't even use the magic word.
No,
it's like you set up these tacit rules.
Magic word. No, not till I got home.
Exactly. Not till Thanksgiving.
I'm a black Republican, so I can agree on some of your points.
There you go. Thank you, sir.
No problem. But I don't use the magic word either.
Weird situation, and I got the big argument online was. So I brought up the fact in my tweets. I said there's a problem with violence in the black community. And then I got all kinds of crap for that. Meanwhile, I can't tell you how many times you turn on the news and a pastor or a reverend or a community group or whatever is having a Silence the Violence march in some black community where there's a problem with violence.
The best...
I just addressed that. I get the second part of that, which is like, oh, Anthony said all black people are violent. It's like, no, I said there's a problem in the community. They take it to one extreme, and that then becomes fact. Like, I never said that, but it gets repeated, and people say it, and then all of a sudden I said, every black person's violent. My God. Except the one I invite over my house.
I'm actually punching them right now, so. As you speak.
I just have tried to be very open and very honest about my feelings, my politics, my life. Everything gets thrown out on the air. The banner days on the radio show are when you go in and there's nothing to talk about, because then you all start peeling back the onion skin of your life and throwing crap out there that you probably wouldn't have if you had a good news story to talk about. And over the years, it has been just this honest discussion about mine, Opie's, and Jimmy's life.
Well, that's the cool thing about listening to a show like that, because you could see, like, listening constantly over the past decade, the three of you just having a slow descent into your own type of madness.
Yeah.
They're three different flavors, but they're definitely to the same extreme.
Yeah. It really is a kind of a freeing thing when you could just throw so much stuff out there that no one has anything on you, because you've already ratted yourself out over the years for every dumb, moronic, perverted thing you've ever done in your life. So it worked out very well. So when people accuse me of trying to be sneaky about racism or sexism or anything, it's like, really? I've done nothing but put it out there, as far as the radio show goes, and been open and honest about every aspect of my life. And then, I'm going to cover up about this. And have I really, on the air over the years, tried to secretly out there about how I feel about certain aspects of this community and the country? No, I'm being open and honest. So that's what you get, and apparently what I get is thrown off the air.
At least you have the appreciation, though, that the subscribers are listening for you as a whole, and not going back on a character, like you said with Colbert.
It really is cool. Like I said, the listeners have been great. I mean, the support. They've come to the table. They're psyched for this show, as am I. I mean, we put this together so fast. It was pretty much a month since I was fired to the time next week, Monday. We premiere Monday, August 4th at Cumia.com. Subscribe now.
That's 2014 if you listen on Radio IO.
It's one of those situations, though, where we need, I knew I had to get back on in some fashion very quickly. Yeah. I didn't want to sit there and wait. I didn't want to see what was going to happen, if Sirius was going to do anything. Enough. I'd had it. I have this studio. I'm like, let's do this. I've had some really cool, hardworking people jump in and help get this launched as quickly as possible, and it's going. I mean, Monday, next week, we start up 4 p.m., and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun guests that are just not just a microphone and a face at the studio. I have so many places around this house to just pop a camera and, poolside, by the bar, in the theater, wherever. Just have fun with some of the guests and have fun with the listeners. I think it'll be cool.
Well, what kind of content are you going to have on it? Are you going to have a specific bent, or is it just going to be like the old Playboy TV show where you're going to have Moms and Mabley come in and sing for you?
I'm just thinking, whoever's interesting, we'll have them on as guests, and I'm Colin Quinn, of course. I would love to have Colin on. He's one of the funniest, smartest guys.
Oh yeah.
People at Sirius, but I think Sirius might be a little pissed if I get, Opie or Jimmy on here.
Yeah.
What happens in October, of course. But things like, Kevin Pollak's a great guy, a great comic.
Oh yeah.
He's been in some fantastic movies. I pretty much learned to do my Columbo impression from his. So I thought it would just be fun to have him come in here, go into the movie theater, play an episode of Columbo, do the interview like that, and every so often just go, oh, this part. And then just do, like, dueling Columbos. Anything. It's not just the mic and a guest kind of a thing. I want to mix it up a little bit.
Well, it's amazing. That's part of podcasting, too. It really, I don't want to say lowered the bar, but you'd be surprised what some people find entertaining.
Yeah. Believe me, 20 years of doing the Opie and Anthony Show, I'm surprised.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's like it's coming full circle, because I think you probably influenced a lot of people going into podcasting, just realizing you could just sit down, put microphones on for an hour, talk, and it's going to be interesting, so long as you don't, put so much seriousness into it.
Right, exactly. Keep it light and fun, but, it could be serious in that, you're passionate about a subject, and I've always done that on the Opie and Anthony Show, too. I could be very passionate about a subject, talk about it, but it doesn't have to be that Rush Limbaugh delivery where it's serious. I like saying something that I feel strongly about, and then have Jimmy come on and just bash the crap out of me for saying it. Always made, and I'd be the first one to start laughing my ass off at something he said because I tripped up or something. I like keeping it fun in that aspect, but you could also address some really serious issues and stuff.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great. You're doing the video too. I think that adds a whole other element to it. That's gonna be really cool.
This is really cool. The whole aspect of full HD. I mean, it looks so professional, and I am so unprofessional. That's the whole thing I really like about it. It really looks like I should be doing some type of professional news show, but I'll be hammered half the time. Yeah. I'll have guests that, are probably falling asleep or naked or old. Just, keep it very unprofessional, yet very professional looking.
Well, that's what it is. So how many people do you need to produce that show?
Right now, it's pretty much me and Keith the Cop.
Fantastic.
We're gonna bring more people on as like one of those like a Sim City things. You can't put the buildings up too quick, or no one shows up and they fall down. You got to put some buildings up because then the people don't have a place to live. So you slowly build things up and hope for the best. But yeah, we actually have a pretty good response from sponsors. And of course the subs have been great. The listeners have really come to the table and supported the show. So, I see good things for the show. Anthony Cumia Show on AnthonyCumia.com. It's starting up Monday next week from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday.
Okay,
Fantastic.
cool. And we're gonna have this up most likely tomorrow, so we'll tweet it out to you and.
Cool, man.
let you know when it's up. And, we're really looking forward to August 4th. So AnthonyCumia.com. Are you just at Anthony Cumia on Twitter?
Yeah, yep, at Anthony Cumia on Twitter. Of
Awesome.
course, as I'm typing some stuff on Twitter, I'm like, oh, should I? And then I'm like, yes, I can put anything now. Throw it.
The magic word comes back.
Have you noticed as you type your name into Google, have different suggestions come up? Has like racist gone to the top now?
Exactly. I think it's at the top, racist. But although, as I was saying before, that word means nothing now. It's used for when you disagree with someone of a different ethnic background, you're now called a racist.
Yeah.
It really has taken that word that really used to mean something and put it in just a nothing category. No one cares if they're called racist anymore. It's crazy.
That's the hardest part for me. I actually had a real racist experience at a gas station with an Indian guy the other day, and as a black dude, he asked me, did I need anything else? Any Newport 100s, and for a second I almost let it go. But I was like, wait, I don't smell like cigarettes, so why the fuck else would he be asking me that? And so I actually had a racist experience, and I was like, but I didn't know what to do in that situation because everything else is just, it's so fake. You're like, that's not racist, but this one was. I was like, fuck. What just happened there?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I was like, that was real racism.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't know how to take it at that point. I'm not trained for that anymore. So
You just said no and bought some singles.
yeah. At that point, I walked out with Newport 100s, and I was like, fuck it, I guess I'm a smoker now. You know? Jesus. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. Like, I completely feel the same way. I'm like, racism, it means nothing at this point. So
Yeah, it's just silly now.
yeah, what can you do?
Awesome, Anthony. Thank you so much for the call in, man. We really appreciate it, and we will have this up tomorrow. AnthonyCumia.com, at Anthony Cumia on Twitter. Thank you so much, and everybody out there listening, make sure you subscribe to the show. It starts August
Very
4th.
cool. Hey, thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
thank you.
Anthony.
Seriously.
Have a good one, man.
So fucking special.